You think that's not for a reason? That's why they hate Chris Brown. That's why they hate Kendrick. They not your standard artists. That's why they don't like Pusha T. Right? And then some of us learned how to play their game with a moral compass attached, like James Prince. He paid his artists. They had a little bickering back and forth about the payment schedule early on in Rap a Lot, but now you don't hear nobody complaining. Percy Miller, every time he get an opportunity to give somebody an opportunity, he'll come out his pocket on the spot just to see you make it. And a lot of people didn't attest to this already. Where he paid them up front and he didn't worry about whether he was going to get paid back or not. He figured that if you get bigger later, you'll take care of it. But if you don't, that's on you. Opening opportunity. Tribal culture is to always open the opportunity for the ones coming behind you.
Yeah, extend the hand.
But the corporate structure is gatekeep, block out anybody who gonna outshine you. You don't want to see nobody being better than you, because that's gonna make us take money from you. That's gonna make, and then you can't use your wealth to improve your community. That was standard in a lot of those black entertainers' contracts, or so-called black entertainers. It was standard to put in the contract that they can't do community work, because it'll take away from their artistic performances if they busy worried about doing work in the community. Who violated that agreement to not put money back in the community the hardest out of everybody you know? They went to Hollywood and sent hundreds of thousands of us through an educational system and hope that one of us will figure out what's going on. They canceled him too. Bill Cosby. We want to get on the gossip train and continue to tear the elder down, but the fact of the matter is he got more of us living a comfortable lifestyle based on our ability to be educated and functional in the workforce than anybody else. He like responsible for more successful people in our community than anybody else. But we want to go on the Me Too movement and tear him down, knowing that the number one tool they use to destroy us is some sex allegations. Because even if they ain't true, they got a legacy of teaching that these big dick niggas can't control that motherfucker. That's their philosophy. So if they accuse us of something, if we didn't do it, we should have did it, or we was probably going to do it in the future. So they might as well treat us like we already done it. This is still the attachment today. Tell a motherfucker something. If it sound like gossip and bullshit, we gonna ride that shit to the ground. False allegations and all, we don't want to hear it. They accuse him, he got to be guilty. And they sit up there and tell you that a man is innocent until proven guilty. They just didn't tell you that the court system was the railroad station that railroaded brothers upstate. Right? We was fighting people that look like us. Their presence is in our community under the pretense of we fighting pale faces. Can you pull up the picture of them sisters, Elder?
All right, yeah, I got you. Hold on. Hey, while I'm pulling that up, bro. Hey, so the series of events, they had this guy. Could you talk on that? The guy down in New Orleans, like, seemed like as soon as the Pope opened them doors, the guy did that wreck. The Trump hotel explosion. It's like it was a chain of events.
It was. They waking up sleeper cells.
Okay.
They waking up sleeper cells. I've been told people they waking up sleeper cells. I'm watching them do it.
Yeah.
Only reason I know what they doing because I know they code.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? They put a hit out on Ali Carter. The person that they told to hit her refused, which activated the guy in the NO for the response on the knockback. No.
Wow.
But somebody got to pay. If you don't do what we tell you to do, somebody got to pay.
Dang.
Right? So then you got the dude blew the truck up in front of the Trump hotel in Vegas.
Right.
What's the Trump card? Trump the big joker. He's the big joker in the deck. The wild card with all of the wild card power. Right? What's the name of the car that the dude was driving that blew up?
Cybertruck.
Who is made by?
Tesla. Elon Musk.
That ain't no coincidence. The code is an LV code. It's a Las Vegas code.
Go ahead.
What's the area code to Las Vegas? Do you know? Somebody probably gonna put it in the comments. Let me look.
I can tell you right now. Yeah.
702. That's a name. That's a finish.
702.
So it's a gamble.
What?
Somebody's betting on a long shot, betting on a wild card. Las Vegas 702 is a 9. That's a finish in a 9 year to the finish. To the 9s is well dressed to the finish. To the 9s mean to the finish. But if you dress to the 9, that means you shitty sharp. Right? So you got the Tesla, right, which is the e-commerce, electronic commerce, transport wirelessly, right? It's wirelessly trained by a star, a North Star Polaris, right? The North Star is, can you pull up the one with their names on it? I want people to see their names.
All right, hold on just a second.
Right next to it in the blue, got their names under it.
Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna save it there. Okay, desktop. Let's do. That's not it. Just seeing.
Okay, so something is to the finish, right? You remember about a week ago, the White House flashed green. Green is military code for mass evacuation or mass casualty event.
Wow.
So that was in DC, but DC is ice cold, right? You got the main line, the motherland, Highway 13 running up the East Coast. Right. And so you got Highway 13 running up the East Coast. That's called the motherland. The motherland is cold. And if it's cold, that means the motherland is coded to flip off the fatherland. So the Ice Princess is flipping the fire dragons loose out west. And so you see the fires. Them fires is not accidental. Them fires is deliberate with bad intentions. But it ain't for us. It's for them people that been over there exploiting people. Okay, so I don't know how well they could see that. Cynthia Wesley, Carol
Yeah, it says
Robinson, Andy Mae
Denise, I
Collins.
think, Andy,
Yeah, so the
Cynthia.
second, the one I can't see is the first one on the that's
Yeah,
that's
Denise.
Cynthia. Look, it's Denise something, but I can't see her last name.
Yeah, her
Matter
name
of
is
fact,
Denise
let me let
Mena,
me let
Mena,
me look at let me look
Mena,
at my phone.
Mecca, McNana.
Let me tell you in 1 second.
Yeah, it's McNana. I think it's McNair. Oh, McNair. Hey, I think it's McNair. Denise McNair, Andy Mayer Collins,
Yeah.
Cynthia
So
Wesley,
I'm gonna go back
and
over them and I'm gonna give you their
Corolla
names.
Robinson.
No,
I think.
Carol. Look, this who they
So
is.
the first one
Denise
is
McNair.
Denise Mc.
Denise McNair was 11 years old. Carol Robertson was 14 years old. Addie Mae Collins was 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And Cynthia Wesley was 14 years old. So you got 3 14-year-old girls and an 11-year-old girl blowed up in the church in the name of the Lord. Now, one thing about Birmingham, if you go to the history books, more than one of the contemporary historians of the era say it was the most segregated city in the South. I don't know if that's true, but the opinion that there was is that that segregation hardline so strong that it was a very segregated city. What do that mean? It means the niggas stay to the niggas and the crackers stay to the crackers.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody at any time ever reported seeing the pale face even drive down the street in the days leading up to the bombing. Because the way we gossip and the way the segregation was by then, by the time he got from one corner to another, everybody in the neighborhood about to know it's a cracker in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
So who set the bomb? Look, I was in the joint when I first learned about this, right? And I was learning from my Panther tutor. His name Gregory Winfrey, called him G. And he was into the black nationalist stuff real heavy, and we was going over this. And I'm looking at all of these articles saying that how segregated this city was, but I don't see one report of anybody saying they seen a pale face in the community. We didn't roll like that back then. If a pale face rolled through back then, it was a sign of danger. They would have seen them if they was planting a bomb.
That's deep. Yeah, they sure would have.
They would have seen them fiddling around the church. But don't nobody know what happened. All of a sudden, the church just blew up.
Because the people that did it look like us and can blend in with us, but they ain't us.
Yeah.
So Joe Biden is going out with a smile on his face and saying that he don't know nothing about none of this. He don't know, they say the government is controlling the weather. That's insane. That's insane.
Look.
He's smiling the whole time he's saying that shit though, with a grin on his face.
Listen, Joe Biden is an actor.
Go ahead.
That character that's playing Joe Biden right now is central casting at its finest. They didn't use several different central casting talents in the Joe Biden theatrical performance of the old senile king.
Go ahead.
It's
The
the
Oscar
old
goes to Joe
story.
Biden.
Remember, it's the same story of the jester still in the crown pretending to be the king.
Go ahead. That makes sense.
Right? And so they playing this Hollywood scripted narrative out in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we supposed to be so naive that we fall for it every time, hook, line, and sinker.
Go ahead.
But they know right now that we not falling for it because they not, even the fires is not getting the panic out of us that they wanted.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
I seen somebody sent me in my inbox. They sent me a post. It said, I'm so sick of this. These fires is really tearing California up. We need to hurry up and send Ukraine $3 billion.
Right. Hey, somebody said that most of the stuff that's burning down is where they were doing the child trafficking and stuff and it's mostly rich celebrities' house that well, some of them was on the
and Zionists. Don't leave the Zionists out because that's who we've been fighting the whole time.
In Malibu, they got them they like a up community, like a gated community up in Malibu, where they house is the one that's burning down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you one way or another they got to get out of here.
Damn.
You don't remember me saying that?
Yeah.
You remember me saying they live in gated communities in upstate New Jersey, upstate New York, and California?
Yeah, Malibu, California. That's what they get.
No. They had a couple of them out there. They're not just in Malibu. They in a couple of other places too. But them was the biggest strongholds.
Yeah. Malibu's most wanted. Somebody said Malibu's most wanted. Yeah, but a lot of the they were showing on them houses, a lot of them houses all of a sudden caught on fire mysteriously. And then look, they said the fire jumped the road. Man, come on, man. They said that ain't never happened. All of a sudden the fire, somebody went
fire jumped the wind can carry the fire across the road.
Go ahead. I done heard of it happening, but
that's been known to happen, but the intensity of the fire had to be very, very intense. Now, that ain't the question about the fire crossing the road. The question is about the manner in which the burns is happening.
Go ahead.
You still have patches of green foliage in the middle of the fire zones. You got whole parts of the neighborhood that's not touched.
That's interesting now.
But they give us the impression that it was a blanket burn. It wasn't a blanket burn. It's following a pattern.
That's what it seemed like, though, Roy. And as you saying that, people were saying something like that. It's like it's going to all the rich communities, like the rich restaurants, specific restaurants that where the children was being trafficked out of. It was like 4 restaurants that they mentioned. And then some of them restaurants came up as like these underground parts of these underground rings. The ones that got
you got to remember the restaurant is not at fault for its customer.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's at fault for the shit it cook in the kitchen.
Go ahead.
You not finna be cooking people and for your celebrity guests because they want some fried baby nuts.
Right.
No, that's what they was doing.
Damn.
That's why a lot of them, but the restaurant ain't necessarily the target though.
Yeah.
But it's collateral damage in the war.
Go ahead.
So they get rid of the ones that held the purse strings of Hollywood. Burn Hollywood, burn. And the grievance is that song.
Right.
All grievances from the people of the land have to be settled.
Go ahead.
Because they came over here and imposed their will upon us without regard for our wishes and our rights. They didn't care about our rights. That's what that video Cowboys, Outlaws and Indians was about that I did.
Yeah.
Because most of us don't know, they just wrote us off as if we wasn't who we were.
Right.
right? We were classified in the law as foreign dependent nations, right? We was classified in the law as outlaw rebel tribes, right? We was classified in their law as enemy belligerent tribes because we wouldn't do the treaties with them. Now that it's time for all debts to be settled in order for us to go into a new golden age, they got to settle all of the debts of the tribes, and they got to get the imposters off the land before we do. When we get turned loose, they turning loose a whole bunch of Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, GDs, Peace Stones, BDs, all these what they call gangs, them the tribes.
Right.
And when they find out what was going on and who the dirty players was in their local areas, they cleaning that shit up. They won't be able to keep it a secret. We know everything they did. It's all on record. Now you seeing the dismantling of the deep state's final. This is the tail of the snake being chopped off because the head and the body are already gone. The tail just wiggling around now. So they trying to create this chaotic situation and hope that we lose our composure. Bitch, we poker face.
Right. Right. Hey man, this ain't nothing, man. They got to do way more than this to get us to get off. Niggas is too. We ain't into this.
Look, go look at who killed Martin Luther King mama. He was a black Jew. He was a black Jew.
Go ahead.
Find out why Sammy Davis Jr. pretended to be a Jew, because some niggas, he'll tell you why he didn't bother, why he stayed away from us, because he said it was niggas doing all the killing of the niggas.
Damn.
All this, I didn't put these receipts out a long time ago.
Yeah, you did.
No, not just Sammy Davis Jr. though. It's a whole list of the elders telling us
ODB.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk. Everybody look like you ain't like you. And everybody look like you don't like you. Some of them motherfuckers can't stand you. But we ain't know why. Now we know. The gig is up. We done pulled the motherfucking curtain off the dragon. Turned out he was a mouse.
Turned out he was a mouse the whole time, man. Ain't that
King of the motherfucking rats. Mickey motherfucking Mouse.
Ain't that about a big? The whole time, man. We got hustled.
Yeah.
Back door.
But that's how you know, because he was pissing on cotton, so we didn't know he was there.
Hey, my next question I got for you, Raw. Now, we know that this supposedly the president election is, inauguration is coming up January 20th or something like that. You think that they gonna try to keep this up, man? They gonna keep going with this? I mean, the fires. I mean, what's next? The blackout? They gonna try a blackout, nuclear 9/11 style event? Go ahead.
There is nothing off the table in the form of chaotic events that they trying to do. But in the meantime, they